Hey friends, happy Friday. Welcome back. I've had a couple days to decompress and unplug. My son wasn't feeling well, so I used that time to catch up on some much needed Netflix. As you can see by the thumbnail, and the reason why I'm sure you clicked on this video was because today we are going to be doing a reading for Amy Bradley and what could have happened to her and if she is possibly still alive. I did watch the Netflix documentary, and I just want to preface by saying I am not here to sit down and ooh and all you guys by pulling known facts from the documentary or anything I could have Googled or the hundreds of videos that are surfacing all over the internet. I have watched a couple mediums come on here and pretend like they haven't seen it, and it just blows my mind. It's like, if it's out there and you can see it, I don't know. I'm not going to go into it, but I will just say the point of doing readings isn't to try to be as accurate as you can with information that's already out there, because you can literally just Google that information, and why waste an hour-long reading on information that is already readily available to you? I don't know why I just get kind of frustrated with the few videos I've seen from a couple different mediums who just wanted to go in like completely blind when there's just so much information out there. Especially, there's a new documentary that is like all over everywhere and so many people have seen it. It's like the skepticism's already there, right? Like half of the people are going to think she's already seen it, half of the people might believe her. But if you're just repeating things that can be validated in the documentary, to me it feels like I could have watched a psychic or I could have just watched the documentary. There's really like no difference there other than the kudos for hitting on accurate energies. But you know, to each their own. I have seen a couple interviews with her brother. I've seen the documentary, and I've seen a couple mediums reads on it. I just want to pull out and see what the cards have to say, what the Holy Spirit chooses to reveal to me. If any new information comes out, great. If a theory is validated, that's great. My main intention really is just to see if she's still alive out there, if she's somewhere, and possibly if she'll ever come home. Are we ever going to hear from her? Is she ever going to show signs of life? You know, at the end of the third episode, and spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the documentary, I will be talking about it as certain energies come up, so you might want to come back to this video after you watched it if you want to watch it and don't want spoilers. But at the very end of the documentary, they were saying how they were tracking the IP addresses of somebody who was constantly visiting the amybradleyismissing.com website, and they're saying that somebody in Barbados was constantly checking this site on specific US holidays and her mom's birthday and spending a lot of time on the site, which is crazy. The FBI came on and said, you know, we don't plan to dig into this IP address further, and basically this person is overseas. We don't have the means to pry into their personal life and bother them, for lack of better words. And then the brother was skeptical about saying more about that energy also, because he also doesn't want a lot of that information out in the public because of what they do plan to do with that information in terms of trying to locate her or just getting some sort of proof of life. But again, there were many sightings of her, and my intuition, my gut when watching that, I felt like a lot of those sightings were credible. Oh man, it's just so sad. So anyways, hi, welcome. If you're new here, thank you for clicking on this video. I would love for you to subscribe and be a member of our little hive here. If you're returning, hello, hi, I've missed you guys. And of course, I want to know, my tried and true loyal subbies here, what are your guys' thoughts on the case? Like, what are you guys thinking about the documentary, if you've seen it, about what could have happened to her? Like, what are your long-time theories? I mean, shoot, this case is like 25 years old. How old is this case? It was March 24th, 1998. So yeah, when this happened, I was 7 years old. A long time ago. Man, to think if she's still alive and has made no contact with her family in all these years, even with the sightings, I mean, wow. And then even the lady who's seen her in a bathroom in Barbados was saying she overheard somebody talking about potentially going and visiting the children, so she might have kids. She might have a whole another life out there for all we know, and just feels completely ashamed and embarrassed of what she's been through and the life that she's lived, that she can't even see herself making contact with her family. I don't know. I've never been in that situation. I can't pretend to know what it would be like to have been taken off of a ship and trafficked in a foreign country and spent my entire life, more of my life, in that condition than I did in my normal life. I don't know. Okay, guys, we're going to dive in. We're just going to see if we can find out what happened to Amy, what spirit wants to reveal to us, and then if she's still out there. I'm drinking hot coffee, and I haven't had hot coffee in, well, I don't know. It's been very rare. I've not been drinking much coffee, but today felt like a coffee day. All right, Holy Spirit, can you give us any information on Amy Bradley, the 23-year-old who went missing on a cruise ship with her family in 1998? Can you give us a basic idea of what happened to Amy, who she was, where she's at, anything you want to reveal about her energy to us tonight? We welcome any information from the other side if she's crossed over. 2 cards, Voice of an Angel and Crown of the Butterfly Bambini. I'm only taking one for the stand, so I will show you guys the energy here in case they repeat. And that's card 13, and this is card 31, so mirroring numbers here. Interesting, Voice of an Angel, and she's playing the guitar, and then at the bottom, Maven of Masks is playing the violin over water. All right, Holy Spirit, what can you tell us about what happened to Amy Bradley? So Voice of an Angel just flipped out again with a second card. Alice is at the bottom. But this one came out with Guest of Honor. That's interesting because they did make a point to say how the waitstaff and the people on the ship reacted to Amy's presence. Almost like she was the guest of honor. People said she lit up a room. She was memorable in her energy, and everywhere she went, the wait staff was took a liking to her, I should say. And she was last seen at a party. Let's try this one more time. What do you guys think of the pictures that came out? If you guys have seen the pictures that were circulating of the woman that the FBI said there could be like an 80 to 90% chance that that could be her. By looking at those photos, what does your guys' intuition tell you about that? I personally think it does look a lot like her. I don't know, and my gut was telling me that they were her. I don't know. All right, Holy Spirit, can we get a card for Amy Bradley, please? Secret of Shinobi. Card 11. Pinhead Punchinello at the bottom. Secret of Shinobi says, shh, can you keep a secret? It's time to play your cards close to your chest. Soon enough, you'll be ready to stand upon the mountaintop for all to see and hear. For now, let things unfold in the guarded privacy of your inner world. When the time is right to be seen in the light, you'll know what is true and what to do. Until then, be patient, be private, be committed, and wait for the right time to shine. This ninja goddess brings you a message. Sometimes being less visible, less transparent, less seen for a time is helpful. It doesn't mean being dishonest or deceptive, but it does mean keeping your intentions and your truths to yourself until you can see the best way to attain your goal. In fact, the best way to attain your goal might be more of the iron fist in a velvet glove approach. You might find that gentle persuasion works far better than direct confrontation, which can unintentionally inflame a situation and trigger defensive reactions in others instead of finding a way to bring resolution. If you've been frustrated that you're not breaking through into a more prominent position or you're not being seen, don't worry. That will pass and you will be given your time to stand up and be seen. For now, at least, you can move more freely without obstruction, jealousy, competition, or sabotage if you keep your private affairs very private indeed. When it is time to show your hand, to reveal your intentions and speak more openly and publicly about what has been gestating, you'll know it. For now, let things come together away from prying eyes. Just for now, it's time to keep secret. Is she choosing to stay out of the public? Choosing not to reveal herself? Choosing to fly under the radar? Possibly to keep herself protected and maybe waiting for the right time? Again, we don't know if she's alive, what type of situation she's in, but okay, so this talks about keeping a secret and not coming forth. What else can you tell us about Amy Bradley? Interesting that this is the center stage and fame card, and then talking about being center stage possibly on the World Wide Web. This card could speak to like going viral, gaining fame for something, being victorious in something. This also talks of mastering your mind, your psychic gifts, your third eye. This is also the Queen Bee card. So that talks about being secretive and quiet, and this talks about being center stage. Look at that spotlight at the bottom. All eyes on you. Again, with two energies of a female being center stage in the spotlight. But the main card between these two energies is like purposely keeping quiet and staying off of the main stage. Okay, but we'll have to get into it with the tarot and find out why. What else can you tell us about Amy Bradley? Look at that. Oh, shit. So these cards fell on the table. This is the card that was in my hand, and this talks about like being locked up behind barbed wire. This also talks about being abused, trapped, assaulted, forcibly being covered up and kept out of the spotlight. Guarded. Again with the Art of Body Language and the Music card. And then codependency and drugs. So that's giving like party drugs. Yeah, and then that lock with silence is golden. And then the Muse. Can I get one more card for Amy? New home with the keys is at the bottom, and this talks about the US. So this like talks about like coming home. And this is like stroke of luck, winner. This is giving me like the key to come home back to the US. Maybe she can't travel. Like obvious. I mean, you would think it would be obvious to think if they stole her passport or she didn't have a passport or she couldn't communicate, she couldn't just get home on her own. But this is talking about having the key to get back into the US, maybe because of this center stage and like some stroke of luck and being able to tell somebody or somebody recognizes her. Take this one and pray that that is what happens. I'm gonna get a tea leaf at the middle of these two. A short journey? Short journey. She's not a short journey away from home. She's what I would consider probably a long journey away from home, but maybe it's like so close, meaning it's sooner than we'd think. Like it's been almost 30 years already. 25 years, I think it's been 25. Shit, I don't know. I'm not trying to count right now, but it's been a long time. So that would have been, had we read on this in 1998, it would have been like a long journey to coming back home. But this is a short journey and a stroke of luck with her being center stage right now and going viral in the media. And like her waiting for the right time to come forward, or it's going to be in divine timing. But maybe if the Holy Spirit wants to reveal a message of her being found and coming home, I don't feel like it will be in 10 years. My God, if it does happen, I just pray it's while her parents are still alive. Oh my God, I can't imagine. Like, I could just lose myself in sadness thinking about what her parents and brother have gone through, like having to come back home without her and having no answers for so many years. My God, that's called, what do they call that? Like ambiguous loss, where you just don't know, that literally mind fucks you every day of your life. I couldn't imagine. I don't know how I would go on. Like, thank God they had their son, because how do you go on? Okay. Holy Spirit, what can you tell us? Actually, I'm going to start with the Star Tarot. Holy Spirit, with this deck, I want to go back in time a little bit, back to the cruise ship, if you would like to share what could have happened to Amy Bradley on the cruise ship the early mornings of March 24th when she went missing, when they pulled into Carousel. Can you tell me what happened in those early morning hours? What happened to Amy on the cruise ship? Two of Cups with Two of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles. She got off the boat with somebody. That's telling me she had somebody with her. She didn't walk off alone. This is telling me with the Two of Pentacles, I'm seeing it as like from one place to another. From land, water to land, a switching of something. And this is being like outside of home, being on the outside of the ship there. I hate that my phone tells me how much money my son spends every month on the first of every month, and then I just remember how expensive children are. This could also mean losing money. Okay, let me get two more here. Ace of Pentacles with the Queen of, or King of Cups. Ace of Pentacles, Wow. So the Four of Swords is here in my hand, which is somebody sleeping. But then look at these 3 cards that hit the table over here. The Empress, divine, feminine, beauty, abundance, fertility. The Queen of Wands, which is also confident, beautiful, glowing, magnetic type of energy. And the Star. Like, are you kidding me? This is with this Two of Cups being here, this is telling me somebody like overly infatuated with her, so attracted to her and her aura, her essence, like stripping it down to who she is, not about how she looked in clothes, whatever. It's like looking at her and like craving her soul. Like, I need that. This Two of Cups exchange was like, if you have the Star and then again the center stage, like being this queen bee type of energy, being the star of the show, the Queen of Wands and the Empress, like that is insane energy around extremely attractive, beautiful, divine feminine energy. Just wow. So in terms of what happened to her on the boat, she was taken off the boat with somebody who's seen her as this type of energy, but then this looks like sleeping. So like taken off the boat, asleep. Like maybe she didn't walk off. I don't know, we'll clarify. Let's clarify. This Four of Swords is the one I don't. Ace of Cups, Nine of Cups, holy shit. Well, Four of Swords could also be that card of she did tell her family or her brother the last time they heard from her was she was feeling sick. And that's why they thought she could have gotten sick on the balcony and fallen over. But I think we all pretty much can assume that that's not true. We have the Seven of Swords here, which is secrets, lies, and deceit. But then you have the Nine of Cups and the Ace of Cups. This is somebody who like instantly fell head over heels for this woman. Like an instant attraction, like you, I have to have you, I have to keep you. Not feeling well. Six of Cups even. I'm going to clarify these cards right here to find out if we can see a little bit more of what could have happened to Amy. I just split it on the High Priestess with the Queen of Wands. Again, that like obsession and attraction to somebody very magnetic. Okay. All right, Holy Spirit, what else can you tell me about what happened to Amy on the boat the day she went missing? Eight of Swords and the Hierophant. This is telling me she was tied up by somebody who was attracted to her. Hierophant. Four of Wands. Let's just keep going. The Hierophant is giving me like somebody important. Somebody important. Somebody with authority on that ship. Maybe was aware of the situation. Ten of Pentacles with Eight of Wands with the Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles, I was feeling she was like leaving the environment, getting off of the boat. And if this represents her family, like leaving her family, this could be a card of travel. Being taken away from the family you were traveling with. Tied up against your will. I don't see her walking off willingly. That's at least not what the cards are showing me. Two of Pentacles again for the Five of Pentacles. Look, you can see this person standing on land, and then the water's in the background. She got off of the boat, and this Five of Pentacles is telling me she was definitely taken off the boat. And she wasn't alone. If she was alone and went willingly, you would see like the Hermit with the Eight of Wands, or the Knight of Wands, or the Page of Wands, like going on an adventure looking for something. This is showing me she was tied up with somebody in authority on that boat who knew she was being tied up and taken off the boat. She was with somebody who found her extremely attractive, and she was left out in the cold and taken away from her family. Can you clarify the Empress for what happened to Amy? Judgment. Judgment with the Five of Swords. Ooh, and Ten of Swords under that. Oh my god, and Death under that. Five of Swords, Ten of Swords, the Death card with Judgment. Was the initial plan to kill her? Or was she killed? There was a decision that you... A consequence. The Judgment card. What? The Empress and a consequence. What is this consequence for? What was the action resulting in judgment? Oh, the Hermit and the King of Cups. Somebody watching her, somebody infatuated with her, somebody had their eye on her. The consequence was her just being the Empress and somebody wanting that. That was the Judgment call. Can you clarify Queen of Wands? The Chariot, travel. Speed, victory. Page of Cups to the Queen of Cups. Can you clarify the Star? The Star clarified by the Star? Like she shined that bright. Two of Swords. With these together, I'm just getting like you couldn't not see her. I mean, and they said that in the documentary, like when the guy doing the video saw the picture where he's like, oh, that's the girl that's missing? Like everybody paid attention to her. Everybody knew who she was. They recognized her. They said she just had this presence about her. With the Two of Swords and this Star card, it's like you couldn't not see her. And the wrong person, this King of Cups Hermit, took notice of her as well. And then this Queen of Wands was taken off the boat. What happened when she got off of the boat? Oh shit. Yeah, the Tower. Everybody's life fell apart at this point. But was she killed when she got off that boat? Now I'm feeling like with that Judgment card and then all those indicators of death, Judgment can also be another card of after death. And then we had the Five of Swords, which is somebody taking your life, with the Ten of Swords, which is a painful ending. It is a death card, and then the death card, and then the Tower. Like what happened after she got off the boat. I don't know. All those sightings of her, though, I wonder if it's possible that somebody in Curacao or Barbados, or somebody who was trafficked in that area, heard of Amy's story and said she was Amy to try to get out of that situation. Like if Amy really isn't alive, that would be crazy. She's like, hey, I kind of look like this girl. What if I tell people that that's my name? I don't know though. The guys that seen her on the beach that described the tattoo, and then the guy who was in the taxi and said she ran up to the car and he even described what she was wearing. Many of them described the same accent, likely without even talking to each other or knew what the other person was saying. They described that southern type of accent. What else can you tell us about what happened to Amy when she got off of the boat? Or was taken off the boat? I see she's restrained here when she gets off the boat with somebody. What happens next? Three of Swords with the Tower. Oh my god, that's so sad. Look at this. For what happens after she gets off the boat. Just complete and utter destruction, heartbreak, pain, sorrow, devastation. And the Two of Swords. Being stuck. She was stuck. Her life turned upside down. Everybody's heart broke. She's stuck, maybe even unaware initially, like how bad things would get. What else can you tell us about what happens after she gets off the boat? The Emperor. She's with a man. She's with a masculine when she gets off the boat. Look at this, is falling under the Empress, the Judgment, the Hermit, the King of Cups, and the Emperor. So now the Empress and the Emperor are sandwiching each other with this King of Cups, the Hermit, and that Judgment call. The Emperor. Can I get one more? The World. I can see the World in this card. The Five of Wands. Conflict. Conflict. Stuck, fighting against the Emperor. Conflict. Death at the bottom with conflict. I don't like that. Tells me she was... If you guys have seen other mediums, am I the only medium at this point in the reading that is picking up on the energy that she was killed when she was taken off the boat? I see she was taken off. I see why she was taken off. I see her with somebody, but then I can't ignore all those different ways the cards told me death. The Tower, the Three of Swords, now the Five of Wands, which is conflict, fighting with an Emperor, and death. What's under that? Four of Wands. Justice. Man, I don't know. Let's clarify what happened after she got off the boat. Was she killed pretty soon after they took her off of the ship somewhere in Curacao, or was she kept alive for many years? Can you clarify for me if she was kept alive? The Magician. Oh, I had this in there. Oops. With these clarifying cards, can you help me understand if she was killed shortly after exiting the boat with said emperor, or if she was kept alive? Seven of Wands. The Magician makes things disappear. Seven of Wands is keeping somebody, I mean, it could be keeping somebody like locked away, like bodyguard type energy, like nobody can access her or come close to her, kind of like the energy of the people who said they seen her. She was with men. She was with 2 men on the beach. She was with men in the restroom when they seen her. She was with another female at that bar she was seen at. So this energy of like being protected and guarded in terms of keeping her hidden and out of sight, making her disappear. The Hanged Man. Could be another, I did say with that Two of Swords it was giving me like being stuck. The Hanged Man confirming that is an energy of being stuck. This person is tied to a tree and hanging upside down. Somebody is guarding this person hanging upside down so that no one can come take them off the tree, and they have the power as the Magician to make them disappear. I keep getting sight of the Justice card, especially with the Hierophant. I wonder if there's some sort of like high level energies at play here. Ooh, the Emperor. The Emperor with the Six of Pentacles is a definitely pimp type of energy, for sure. Okay, I'm not seeing anything about death yet. Can you clarify the Five of Wands? Can you let me know if Amy was kept alive? That's kind of showing me like giving her breadcrumbs. Maybe she was kept alive after getting off the boat. Clarify Five of Wands. The Lovers. And the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah. This was giving me pimp energy. This talks about, well, it's showing me, again, pimp energy, like the person in this Lovers type of energy that handles the money and conflict here. So this would clarify for me the energy of being trafficked. Okay, let's fast forward into current day. I mean, I was feeling that heavy death at the beginning, but when asking to clarify, nothing told me here death immediately getting off the boat. Can you tell me what Amy Bradley's energy is now in the present day? Is she still with us? What is she doing? What's her life been like in the 20 years since she went missing? Can you give us present day Amy? What's going on with Amy in the present day? Ooh. Six of Pentacles. King of Pentacles. So there's the Emperor with the Six of Pentacles, and now we still show her in the same type of dynamic with an Emperor or a King of Pentacles. The person that holds the money gives her breadcrumbs, but is giving and receiving money with people for her. Ace of Wands was there at the bottom of that side, and the Lovers on this side. The Ace of Wands could be that card of sex. The Lovers is intimacy. A King of Pentacles, it's giving me pimp energy. So fast forward to the present day, it looks like when she got off the ship, there's this Emperor and trafficking energy, and it's showing up in her present day as well. Can you show me Amy Bradley's present situation? of Wands. I mean, that's good. Kind of. It looks like she's still being moved around. King of Swords. With the Hierophant. Eight of Swords. Two of Cups. Queen of Cups. Holy cow. Oh man. Everything that just flipped over is telling me now that she's still alive. Being moved around. There's still energy of men profiting from her financially. We have the King of Swords and King of Pentacles there. Maybe two men, maybe an Emperor and a Hierophant type of energy. But then we have the Eight of Swords, which tells me she's still trapped. Queen of Wands. Ace of Swords with Ace of Pentacles. Yes, this has to do with money. The Two of Cups with the Queen of Cups. Using this Queen of Cups for this type of situation. Nine of Cups, Seven of Pentacles, Three of Cups, King of Wands, Nine of Wands. All of that's telling me the same type of energy with still being used in the market for somebody to make money off of. Ace of Swords. Okay, so these three just came out again. The Truth, which is Ace of Swords. Ace of Pentacles, which is either a gift or reading it as like a lucrative business for the Queen of Wands. She came through as the Empress, the Queen of Wands, and the Star. Here she is, making somebody a lot of money. But I see, I mean, I don't, in this deck, I got no indicators of death. Bottom of the deck is Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, she has made or is making somebody a lot of money. She's popular. I wonder why they haven't hired somebody to go in there and go undercover into this world and try to purchase her. I mean, it sounds like that would have been the best way to try and get in touch with her, is to go to these areas and try to go underground in the black market. And like the guy who just went to the brothel from the Navy ship, like he could have, had he have known about it, she was accessible. So why didn't someone go undercover to try to be the person to get close to her? I don't know what the parents were thinking. I know they were scammed out of like over $200,000 by someone that said they were going to help. Maybe they did say they would go undercover and try to do that, and that's where they got scammed. I don't know. Nine of Pentacles just came out again. It's like important. She was attractive. She was popular. She made them a lot of money. And I think she's still alive. I think whoever took her maybe had plans to take her off the boat and kill her, and then in some way had this like magnetic attraction to her that like almost like if this was Yellow or somebody else high ranking in the boat, or this was some sort of operation to where a few people in the industry, in the cruise line industry, work together to do this. It's like maybe the goal was to do something. I don't know. It looked like the energy was like on the table in terms of death after leaving the boat, but then everything after says she's still in hiding and still working, possibly still alive. I do want to ask about kids, but maybe because of the way it came through so strong with that Star card, the Queen Bee, the center stage, this obsessive attraction to her, maybe they weren't able to and decided to keep her because of her beauty. I don't know, they seen either how profitable she could be or was. Maybe there was a decision for some reason to keep her around when maybe she shouldn't have been kept around. King of Wands. Yeah, they wanted something more with her. Almost like they fell in love. They fell in love. Like they if it wasn't for this business and using her for a specific reason to make money, like this person would have wanted to be with this type of person. And then the Six of Wands. Again, this is often like my Taylor Swift card, being center stage, being that girl. I mean, look at all these girls like looking at her like, oh my God, they're putting the crown on her head. She was popular, she was beautiful. The Nine of Pentacles, she was profitable. And this King of Wands, King of Swords, Hermit, King of Cups, Emperor, Hierophant took a liking to her and kept her alive all these years, kind of like his own personal Knight of Cups. Yeah, this person fell in love with her and couldn't get rid of her, although I don't think that stopped him from using her to make money, because that's what you do in these type of countries. I don't know if this is a good deck to clarify. I feel like I want to ask a couple more questions. Oh, I brought out the Shadowland. I don't know if this is going to answer the questions I want answered. Let me just get 3 more cards from the Mermaid Tarot and see if she does have a family, if she has kids, if she ended up marrying somebody that was involved in taking her. Can you tell me if she has a spouse and children? Can you show me Amy's energy around having a family? Ten of Cups? Oh my god, she does. Well, possibly. Five of Wands at the bottom, but it's not a happy family? That's conflict. Oh, the Tower. A forced family. This isn't the family she wanted. She fought this. This was a tower. This was a tower. Five of Wands with a tower, but I do see a family here. I see a man here, and this usually has kids on the card. But the Tower, I mean, this is not a welcomed family, not the family she wanted. Let me get 2 more. Can you tell me more about Amy possibly having family or children? Tell me more about the possibility of Amy having a family. 6 of Cups is children. Confirmation. The Moon. Nine of Swords. Nightmares about these kids or having children, or being scared to death because now she does have children. The 10, I mean, oh my gosh, this is like the 10 of Pentacles. Look at this underneath. 9 of Swords, stress, anxiety, depression. But having this 10 of Pentacles under that, like she has children. She has children with, I believe, the person who ended up falling in love with her in captivity. Look at this, the Moon. Secrets around children. I mean, I asked specifically and I got the card that tells me about a happy family with children typically on the card, and then the 6 of Cups is the kid card. Secrets, which means people probably don't know about it, but I think she does have children. It is a huge reason why she's in this, maybe why she hasn't come forward. I don't know, let's just take 2 cards from the Shadowland, and then I'll get a final card and wrap this up. If you guys want to see more about Amy Bradley or have any other questions I can ask and want a part 2, I'm happy to dive deeper into this, but I kind of just wanted to see what I would get in terms of the energy, since it is pretty popular in the media right now, and of course I'm just as curious as all of you. And now after reading this, I do think there was a possibility that she was supposed to be killed and wasn't, and was kept as somebody's wife and has children. And wow, okay, can I get a couple more cards for Amy and her current energy and what she's up to in the present day? The Magnifier, magnifying the children, that being important, possibly. The Chain. She's still stuck. Still stuck. The Tunnel, stuck underground in hiding with this Moon, with kids and a family, very much still stuck in hiding. Hiding because somebody fell in love with her and is keeping her chained underground with his kids. Because he cannot, I think that was the Sun card, which shows a man on it. I'm gonna try to flip it over. Oh, I can't get the card to flip over. I'm pretty sure that was the Sun with the snake. Let's see. The heart, the chain, the tunnel. How sad. The star. Holy shit. The key again. So look, now we have the keys at the bottom of both of these decks with the chain here. Like, she's literally locked up. She is not free to leave. With the moon in the tunnel, she's being kept somewhere, maybe even literally underground, where she doesn't have a lot of access to people these days. And I feel like she was kept as somebody's personal princess. Like this princess that was kept chained underground because somebody fell in love with the star. They think she's beautiful. It's like they refuse to give her up. It's like the beast that took Belle captive. Beauty and the Beast. Ah, that's so sad. I'm gonna get a final enchanted map card here. Holy Spirit, final card for Amy Bradley. One Ring Circus. A dry desert at the bottom. One Ring Circus. You are capable and competent. Independence is key now as you step into your journey. Others may not have the vision or resources that you need. Recognize that all the wisdom you've acquired along the way makes you particularly competent, capable of moving forward with assurance. Self-reliance is important. Another aspect to consider is creating and maintaining clear boundaries between you and another. Be discerning about your partnerships at this time. When you know who you are and you have a healthy sense of where you end and another begins, you're able to enter into the best kind of relationships and will attract people who mirror back your wholeness. Interdependent relationships are always mutually supportive, stimulating, and transformative. You can achieve anything at this time. The reversed, I think I'm going to read the reversed because it is calling to me. In the reversed it says, if you think that the sun won't rise without you, then it's time to change. Perhaps you believe no one will be there to help you, or you expect that you have to do all the work, emotional and otherwise. This is a fear-based idea and only serves to alienate you from others by taking away their right to participate. Feeling that no one will be there to help you, feeling alienated. Receiving the One Ring Circus card may indicate the misuse of power. Another meaning for this card could suggest that someone else may be trying to control you. This needs to be addressed. Don't be afraid to set a boundary. This is a wonderful step towards interdependence. Consider the example of two trees planted side by side, sharing the sunlight equally, neither overshadowing the other. Wow. Being controlled, being kept. They're keeping her for themselves now. Maybe she's not so much working anymore, but being kept. The misuse of power. Someone else having control over you. Being chained, kept in the dark. Guys, I'm going to end this by saying I think the energy was telling us she's likely still alive. With a family. Still being controlled. Kept in hiding. For someone who completely fell in love with her and was so attracted to her, they needed to keep her for themselves. I do feel at one point she was trafficked. I do feel she was very popular, very profitable. Somebody along the way took a liking to her, fell in love with her. There's that type of energy where it goes from like captor to working to underground wife and mother of their children. All right, I'm going to leave that there for today, guys. As always, I would love to hear from you, your thoughts and opinions, and anything you felt while this reading was going on, or any theories you have about what could have happened to Amy. As always, just keep sending love and light to her family. It's just so devastating, and I can't imagine being in their shoes. So let's all keep praying for them to find peace and comfort in whatever way that looks like for a family that is going through something like this. All right, guys, let me know if we do a part 2. I love you. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.